I've debated a little bit about whether or not to put a video out there about castrating a piglet. And I guess that's because obviously that could be seen to be a little bit controversial by some people. The reason I'm sharing it is because there's a lot of things that I know how to do that I didn't know how to do before, because people have put videos out there about how to do them. And never in my life did I ever think that I would be raising a pig, castrating a pig, and maybe even butchering my own pig and eating the pig that I had raised up. Never thought I'd be doing that, nor with any of the other livestock that we have. But I have, over the years, found myself trusting less and less the industries and institutions that are supposed to be providing for me. And so, I don't know, I'm not one of these crazy prepper people or doomsday people that thinks the zombie apocalypse and Armageddon is about to happen. But I do find it important to kind of know these things. And so I decided I wanted to start doing some of these things for myself instead of just relying on the people who are providing me my food to do it. And it's been a really cool journey. We only had, in this last litter of piglets, we just had one male. And so I only had to do this one time. But I'm just going to share with you what I did and how I got this little male taken care of. And the reason that we do this is because if you don't, then the meat gets ruined by what they call boar taint. The hormones just ruin the taste of the meat. And so piglets that are born male that are going to be raised up for meat, they get castrated. And it was incredibly simple and pretty quick, actually. Was very surprised by the process. And as you'll see in this video, the thing that the piglet hates the most is just being held. Now, having worked with piglets and pigs in general for quite some time, there's not really too much that bothers those animals except for being held. They hate that. They squeal like crazy. It sounds like you're killing them even when you're doing nothing to them other than holding them. And so obviously this piglet squealed like crazy while we picked him up, but honestly he didn't squeal anymore when I was making the little incisions, and didn't wiggle around anymore. And just, you know, I'm sure he didn't love it, but didn't seem like that terrible of a thing. And we needed to do it because we're raising him up for meat. And so hopefully you'll enjoy this video. If you don't want to see a pig get castrated, then don't watch the rest of the video. One of the comments in one of the videos that I watched was a guy who said they used to just drape the piglet's back legs over the handle of a shopping cart. And so that's what gave me this idea to do what you're seeing here, which is to just use one of those closet rods, just put it between the two sides of the fence on the corner so that we could basically do the same thing. I strategically waited for my daughter to be in town. She is graduated in animal science and works as a vet tech at a veterinary clinic, so she was definitely a huge help to me. The first thing we did was just put a little bit of iodine on the spot so that we would be able to prevent infection. I just want to point out here that what you're seeing there on the ground, those red drops, is the iodine. I haven't made any cuts yet, and so obviously there's no blood. That's just the iodine, and you'll see that there's no blood that comes from the pig. Any red that you see is the iodine. It took me just a minute to kind of figure this out, but a little bit of pressure from underneath kind of pushes the testicles up to the surface, and it's pretty easy to see where you need to make a little incision. When you first cut and you see that pink, you think maybe you're through what you need to be, but there's another membrane you got to go through before you actually get to the testicle so that you can just squeeze from either side and it just pops out. It's important that you get it all, and the way that you know you have is that there will be 2 strands coming out of each side of it. And then it's the same exact process for the other side. At the end here we put a little bit of iodine on there, again just to prevent infection, and I think maybe that did sting because that's when he squealed and wiggled the most. But when we were done, we just put him back down on the ground. He walked away, and after that he acted like it was all normal, like it had never even happened.